All right, adding and subtracting decimals. So you can do this longhand on a piece of paper, or you can put it in a calculator. I'll do it both ways. So we'll do this one by hand. Come on, load. Don't mind my computer being so slow. 150.22 or 150.22. Minus 135.17. I'm going to post a video later talking about the value, the place value of these numbers and decimals, but decimals are like fractions where they tell you a part of a whole. Okay, so you can write a decimal just like you would write a fraction. So if I had 0.22 and I wanted to turn it into a fraction, this 2 with decimals is in the tenths place, and the second 2 is in the hundredths place. So this would be 22 100ths, 22, oops, that's not a 2, 22 out of 100. And this 0.17, that 17, the last digit in the decimal, is also in the hundredths place. So this would be, as a fraction, it'd be 17 out of 100. Just wanted to draw attention to that. Okay, let's focus on our subtraction. So with subtraction, you've got to sometimes borrow. So we go 2 minus 7, and 7 is larger than 2, so we can't take that away from 2, and we cannot flip them. Okay, that's a common error with subtraction is you go, oh, I'll just do 7 minus 2 instead of borrowing. That's not an option. So we 2 minus 7. 7's bigger than 2, so I have to borrow from the next one over. When I take 1 away from 2, I'm left with 1, and I give that to my other 2. So then I have 12 minus 7. Now I have a larger number minus a smaller number. I can do that. 12 minus 7 is 5. 1 minus 1 is 0. Bring down my decimal. 0 minus 5. Oh, I can't do that. I have to borrow. Took 1 away from the 5, give me 4, and then I give it to this. So then I have 10 minus 5, and that's 5. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. I do not have to write the 0 here. So I'm not going to. So my answer is 15.05 or 15 5/100ths. 15.05. Okay, 25.500 minus 13.725. Now, like I said, this is the tenths place. This is the hundredths place. This would be the thousandths place. So this would be 500 out of 1,000 if I wrote it as a fraction. Okay, focus. I'm just going to plug this one in my calculator just to show you how it's done. It's, like I said, is an option. So I'm going to go to Google. I'll search for a calculator. And I type in 25.5000, or I can just type in 25.5, which is what I'm going to do. 20. Okay. 25. Come on. Okay. 25.5 minus, oh no, 13.725. equals 11.775. Okay, adding. Now, I wrote the 0.1 here without the zeros, which, like on the last one, they'd filled in the zeros here. And I like to do that if I've got this like vertical problem. Of course, you can put this in the calculator. Let's do this one for realsies, using our brains. 128.1 plus 36.021. 36.021. And I'm just going to remind you what the guy said. You always, when you're adding or subtracting decimals, if you're doing it by hand using your brain, so the calculator, always line up the decimals. Okay, then I'll just do the zeros here. I'll add a couple zeros at the end. If I wanted to, I could put a zero here. The zeros before the whole number, like that one, they don't change the value of the number. They're just kind of holding the place, so that we have, it's just better to look at visually. And same with these ones. The zeros after the last number of value, after the decimal, they're just kind of holding the place too. There's no value attached to them. So let's add these up. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 1 is 1. Bring down my decimal. 8 plus 6 is 14. When I have, I wouldn't write the 1 here. I'm going to carry it up here. 14. So 4, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 3 is 6. And then 1 plus 0, or just, bring down the 1 is 1. So you get 164.121. If I were writing that as a mixed number, here's what I would write. I would write 164 and 121 thousandths. Okay, next one, 213.07 minus 75.95. Let's see if this is being better. 213.07 minus 75.95. All right, I get 137.12. That makes sense. Okay, 13.105 plus 8.04. Let's do this one by hand. Just doing this randomly. 13.105. .04. Line up the decimals. If I wanted to, I'd put a 0 here. I'm not going to. 5 plus nothing, or just bring down that 5. 0 plus 4 is 4. 1 plus 0 is 1. Bring down the decimal. 3 plus 8 is 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. If I add 13 plus 8, I would get 21. So that makes sense. The answer that I got. 21.145. Oops. 92.001 minus 14.789. Okay, I'm going to get, if I do 90 minus 10, I'm going to get about 80 for my answer. And I'm not going to do any more of these because these are pretty easy, and I think you're all probably just going to use your calculators. So good luck, and yeah, see you in class.